Hello, lovely ladies. This week I want to talk to you a little bit about a few different types of anxiety that I have found really affected my life. Like I know there's a lot of different kinds of anxiety and lots of times people call it disorders or whatever. I really believe that anxiety for the most part can be changed by the way that we think and by acknowledging our feelings. But there tends to be four different types that have really shown up in my life. The first one is generational anxiety. My mom had anxiety. I believe my grandmother did on my mom's side, not on my dad's side. She was a really laid back lady. And that just the way that my mom was, she had a lot of physical challenges when we were growing up. She had anemia and she had migraines a lot. And, so she just felt lousy a lot. And because I was a really empathetic child, I noticed this, even though she tried very hard to hide it. And then just often the way that she thought, she was also an introvert and she also tended to have social anxiety. So I learned from her pretty quickly on that the world was not really a very safe place. And even though she tried very hard to hide it by like pulling up your bootstraps and noticing that the sun is shining and that kind of thing, I really picked up on a lot of her anxiety. So generationally, my aunts have had anxiety, my sisters have it. I notice it in a number of my nieces. So there's definitely a component to how we cope. So that's a generational anxiety type. People raise the question, is it nature versus nurture? I think probably it's a little bit of both. The generational anxiety led me to have a great deal of social anxiety. I was very shy as a child. I was scared a lot. I wanted to hide behind my mom's skirt a lot. I wanted to just stay with her. I didn't really want to go anywhere. I was a child after two boys, a girl after two boys. And so I spent a lot of time just with my mom. The boys would be out and about doing things. They were a bit older than me. And then going out into social situations, that was just really, really hard for me. And I had to push myself all the time because I wanted to stay home. And even now, sometimes I will find that I can talk myself out of going somewhere once I get into my thoughts. So I really just have to make a decision. I have to stick to it. I have to tell my brain that we're doing this and then go out and do it, because otherwise social anxiety can still sometimes take over. The third type that I have noticed is anticipatory anxiety. This was something that I just picked up, I think fairly subtle, just worrying about what could happen. It's part of the social anxiety for me in that, I anticipate that I will have to drive there and then I got to get there and then I got to walk into a room and I got to say hello to everybody. And what happens if, people are busy talking and they don't really look at me, just that kind of feeling of anticipation that this isn't going to be a great deal of fun. And yet I rarely go places where I don't think it's going to be fun. So it's interesting that that can still come up sometimes. And I'll just have to say to myself, you know what, you're going to go, you've made a commitment, you're going to enjoy yourself. You go talk to some people that you know and walk in there, because I notice that if I have anticipatory anxiety and I really allow it to take over, that I'll walk into a room and I'll kind of have this grumpy demeanor about me. So I need to make sure that I've really talked to myself. You're going to go, you're going to enjoy yourself, off you go. And then the third one, which is new to my world. I know that it's been around for quite some time, but this whole concept of high functioning anxiety. I was this person that just like she looked like she had it all together on the outside. And I even remember people saying to me, "Oh, you're so strong and so resilient." And me thinking to myself, I'm literally falling apart inside. But I was very, very good at hiding it. So, and that didn't mean that I wasn't efficient and that I didn't manage things well on the outside. But once I got alone, then I really struggled with depression, really struggled with a lot of like negative thoughts and that kind of thing. So these are the four different types of anxiety that I deal with women with primarily, and also that I will deal with in this particular group. So I thought it was time that I gave you a little bit of an explanation of what each of them are. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to explain a little bit more about what they are and also about how we can start healing from them. So stay tuned. I have more things to say.